Hi guys, today we're here to talk to you about our EVT experiment. I'm Lali Herrera.
And I'm Noah Ramirez.
And our other group members are Tayler and Lucy. So what did we do? So what we did is we went out to random strangers and we asked them for a bite of their food or their drink. And we also did it different genders, so guys asked girls, girls asked guys, and we also did different ages, high school to older, like 16 and up.
Hypothesis. We tried to make one big general hypothesis about what all the reactions would be like, not depending on what kind of gender, race, age, or anything that they're on. And that general hypothesis was that we expected to get more negative reactions than positive reactions when we went and asked these people for a bite of their food or a sip of their drink. And then from that general hypothesis, we broke it down into more specific hypotheses as well. So when it came to gender, we expected to get more negative reactions from females being approached by a male and more positive reactions from a male being approached by a female. So it seemed like we thought that the opposite gender would appeal more to the person asking. Then we also broke it down by age. We figured that teenagers were more likely to give us a bite of their food or a sip of their drink than older male or females were.
So these are an example of our reactions just because we weren't able to record. So our negative reactions looked a lot like this, and our positive reactions looked a lot like this. I actually had a reaction that was very similar to this one right here, so that was kind of funny, and that was at Wendy's.
Yeah, and so it's pretty much exactly how it looks. When you ask them, the people that were going to respond negatively always had a confused look on their face, and were always just like, why? Why do you want to bite of my food? Or really defensive about it. And when it was positive, when at least I did the test, it was really positive. So it was like there was no in-between in the negative and positive. It was either really confused and defensive about it, or just like, yeah, go for it, and not really caring about it.
Yeah, and for the positives as well, we actually got a few people to, shake each other's hand like displayed here and kind of just, get a little friendly with people. That's how easy it is to make friends. So it was really cool to see that some people were okay with it like that as well.
And after the reaction to it, when we tell those people that this is just an experiment, if they were to say yes, like, we don't really want some of your food or drink your drink, we're just wondering for this experiment. I actually had one guy that told me when I asked for a drink of his Starbucks, he was just like, I wasn't going to give it to you, but then I kind of looked at you and you seemed clean enough. So that was good enough for me. So there's really funny things that go through people's minds when they're thinking, should I give this person a drink or a bite? And their thought process is really different depending on the person.
Okay, so here's an example or a chart of our total positive and negative. So this being the positive and this being the negative. And like I said in the beginning, we predicted it being more negative, so our hypothesis was right.
And this just reinforces it. Like she said, our hypothesis is right because we obviously had more than half negative, and that completely reinforced everything that we thought we'd get.
And so the places we did were the Hub, Wendy's. He went to his high school and did it in his cafeteria. And we also did Starbucks. And we got the most negative reactions, surprisingly, in the Hub. But when we went to the Hub, we did it in the morning, so that could be a reason why people were still kind of grumpy from waking up early and so on.
Yeah, and I think that we chose these 4 different places because they really have a different variance in age and gender and different people. So like my high school, we try to really hit home with the teenagers to see how their reaction would be compared to Starbucks. During the morning times when we went, there tends to be a lot of more middle-aged and senior citizen people, and Wendy's, there's just every different person you can think of there. And the Hub obviously is college students, and this actually really surprised us with the negative reactions from college students because we thought that college students would be more likely to give in and say yes because they might be in the same situation or position as us. So that really surprised us in the end.
Okay, and then these are our negative reactions based on age, and like we got more negative reactions in the Hub, we got more negative reactions with college students. Second being middle-aged, and then it was a tie between older than 60 and high school-aged.
Yeah, I figured that we would have high school age, we'd have more positive reactions than negative reactions, so this wasn't really surprising to me or my other group members, but this kind of was. we didn't get many senior citizens to ask because many of them weren't in the same places that we were at the same times. But the ones that we did ask, they tended to be more on the nice side. And I expected, well, at least all of us expected that older people would be more tentative or more unwilling to share their food or drink.
So for our conclusion, so we almost had half and half positive and negative reactions, but we did get more negative reactions.
Whenever we went up to a different gender, or so male or female, our hypothesis was that the opposite gender would be more attractive to share food or drink with, and our hypothesis was actually reinforced. When I went up to another guy, the guy's kind of tentative, but he did actually give me food and drink most of the time. But when one of the girl group members went up to another guy, they were immediately like, yeah, you can have some.
Mm-hmm.
When I went up to a girl, I actually got some immediate responses from girls, which I kind of didn't expect, because usually girls are more like caught off guard and a little weird about it when it's a different guy that they don't know approaching them out of nowhere. So that was cool to see. And then based on the positive and negative reactions for age, our hypothesis that high schoolers would be more likely to share their food was reinforced and correct. The older people, we hypothesized that older people would be less likely to give us our food, and we were actually wrong on that hypothesis, because the older people were actually really nice about it and understanding and caring and willing to share.
Yeah, and like I said, we didn't do as much older people, so that's why I put half and half, because there was at least one or two that were a little negative, but for the most part we did get positive responses. And as far as gender, who asking who, we got a lot of random results, so I also put that there was like no underlining difference with gender.
And a big difference between biting a piece of food and having a sip of a drink was really relevant in this experiment, because people said that when it's a drink is a little too intimate, a little too much mouth to mouth.
Yeah.
As actually one person said, and a bite of food was a lot different because you weren't really making so much of a mouth to mouth connection. So they figured there wasn't as much of a chance of transfer of germs or whatever they thought.
So why is this important? Well, we really thought that this experiment was important because it shows us what society sees and doesn't see as social norms. So their social norms would probably be, hey, don't ask random strangers for food. So, and a lot of people actually proved us like that was their social norm, because we did get a lot of negative reactions. So, yeah.
And this experiment, besides from the social norms and other things going on like that in social science, it really proves just how easy it is to get out there and make friends, because after talking to a couple of people, it made it really easy for me to just go up to a random stranger and ask them for a bite of their food or a sip of their drink, because strangers actually tended to be really nice and talk to you. Because as part of our experiment, we decided that we'd start out with casual conversation before we went in and asked for a sip or a bite. And so that really helped us, I think, in getting some positive reactions, and it kind of helped us build a small relationship with the person, which made them more comfortable and more trustworthy with us, even in that short 3-minute, 5-minute amount of time that we met and spent a conversation together. So it was really cool to see how easy it really is to make a friend or a relationship with somebody in just a short amount of time, and just having the courage to go up to them and talk to them.
Yeah, and even though we did get a lot more negative, or not a lot more, but even though we got more negative reactions, there was still some people who really appreciated us just initiating conversation with them. So I thought that was really cool to see that in effect.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thanks. Hypothesis. Oh. What? What is it doing?
Quick cancel.
Sweet.
Okay, so we're still on. We're still on. We can edit that part.
Yeah. Okay.
So go ahead.
I want to see like what it looks like when I duck out right here. Oh, you can still see me. No, I shouldn't have done that. Okay.
It's okay.
We should just
it'll
restart.
It'll be funny in the video.
Okay, do you want to just restart?
Yeah.
We weren't that far in anyway.
That's funny in your head, so like.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stand here the whole time. Oh well.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay.
we can just edit that whole part out.
My head was still right there. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Clap for the camera.
All right.